What's up, everybody? It's Alan the Kraken, and today we have a lot to talk about with Silver Wing Legacy Power Awakened starter deck. This is the retail sample. It did get a little dinged up in transit, but that is through no fault of Ivy Legacy Entertainment LLC. All rights reserved. Ivy Legacy Entertainment LLC does not assume responsibility for the future value of individual cards. The contents of this product are the same in every box. Let's see. Silverwing Legacy CCG Starter Deck 01. Power Awakened. Starter deck with his new Power Awakened. Antoine is ready to become the hero he's always wanted to be. This 88 card starter deck will offer 3 different levels of play, allowing for easy incremental learning. It boasts a well-balanced deck strategy perfect for beginners, which is perfect for a starter deck because that's where you're supposed to start. It does say ages 13 plus. I really feel like a kid who's like 8 years old could probably figure this game out pretty easy. It is really, really interesting. Let's see. All right, so you see 2 decks here. This one is actually the version 1 sample deck that is obsolete. They have changed a lot of the keywords and a lot of the cards within this deck. So this is obsolete to the game. They even changed some game mechanics. This is the deck that came with the box. First, I got a foil, and it is the only foil in the deck, so I think this may be like a box topper kind of thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Ally Heroes Best Friends. This is a 3-color ally card protector. Limit 3 per main deck. This card counts as 2 cards when defending. We're going to get into the playmat. And then we'll go ahead and talk about some of the mechanics of these cards as we go through them. Here is a sample sheet of the game mat. Here you have stamina, your victory points. Your stamina cards are going to look like this. Right here. And you're going to have 3 of these out in play. I think we're missing one. There it is. You're going to have 3 of these out into play. And you're going to put them in your stamina victory point zone. And as you fight in this game, instead of like life points or anything, you actually lose stamina. Now, the first time you take damage, you're going to flip a card over. And then if you take another point of damage, we're going to remove this and put it into the discard pile. And essentially, you're going to do this for every single stamina. And put it in the discard pile, flip it over, discard pile. So you essentially have 6 life in this game, and you're going to be attacking with your main character and your allies in order to whittle your opponent's stamina down to 0. The person that has no more stamina loses the game if the other player has stamina. Now, there are scenarios where you're going to be in a draw scenario, but this game actually has mechanics to prevent a outright draw. You're actually going to keep playing until there is a winner. And there is a few mechanics that I'll go over on that later in this video. So stay tuned. All right, so let's look at some of the cards. We've seen the stamina. We've seen this foil boy. Let's start back here. Now, as far as these printing goes, they're going to have a watermark that says unofficial print. You're also going to get these on these version 1s, the unofficial print watermark. And as far as I can tell, the only way that you're going to be able to see is just knowing the difference in the cards and their mechanics. It doesn't seem like there is a way to note one from the other, so I'm really trying to keep them separated so I don't mix them up. But there is different keywords in mechanics on these versions versus this newer sample retail version. In this game, you're going to get 2 crystals, and when you play a card ability, let's see if we can find one real fast. Here we go. That was easy. Here's an ally hero, and you're going to see that little green symbol next to action phase. That is one of the crystals. In order to activate that ability, you're going to have to put a crystal into rest mode, which is basically tapping it. So once you put it into rest mode, you're going to be able to cast that ability. So for this card, when this card is defended, you can reveal one support card in your hand or support area. Stockpile 1. Place the top card of your main deck into your stockpile. Alex Pontificus III. So that's what these are for. Really, really cool. I actually dig the artwork from these. Pretty cool. I will say that this IP has been around for a little bit. They actually have a few books on Amazon Kindle, and you can actually check out their some of their work. Pretty cool. So here's your stamina point victory, and then here you have your crystals. So that's where the crystals will be. Here's where your main character will be. Here is your signature ability, which you can have in reserve. Then you have your main deck over here. Your stockpile is actually a very interesting mechanic. There's going to be certain cards and abilities that allow you to place cards in your stockpile. You're not going to be able to look at your stockpile unless a card or ability says so. What you're going to have to do in order to get your stockpile is actually just make it to the next turn, and then you draw anything that is in your stockpile and add it to your hand at the start phase of your next turn. Then we have the combat area. This is where you're going to place your main character to do combat, or you're going to place allies to do combat. Next, you have your support zone. Your support zone is basically like placing down like trap cards and stuff. There is like a trap mechanic to this game. If you meet a certain condition, you can play a support card if the condition is met. So that's actually a really, really cool mechanic that I loved from Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm happy that this game has some kind of representation of a trap. I actually find that mechanic really appealing and really fun. It changes the dynamic of the game, adds a little bit of suspense and mystery to both sides of the field. So it's very, very, very cool. Then next you have your battlefield card up here. So there's going to be static ability for your battlefield with that. So let's go in. Uh-oh, did I already mix them up? Nope, this is the one we're going to look at. All right, so we have the best friends card. You're going to notice that there's 3 colors here. We're going to talk about that here in a second. Here's your crystals. You're going to notice that there's 3 different colors. You have red, yellow, and blue. So let's say, for instance, this is my opponent's card. And I'm sending my ally out to attack. In order for them to defend, they're going to have to enter the card rested in order to defend. But because we have different colors, they're actually going to have to defend with 2 cards in order to defend against a yellow. Now, if they had a yellow card, they only have to defend with 1 card. So there's actually this really cool mechanic here that allows you to give up some resources in order to ensure an attack is blocked. But if you do meet the condition of like for like, yellow for yellow, or blue for blue, or red for red, you only have to defend with 1 card. But if you have something like this, where you're trying to defend with a blue, you're going to have to defend with 2 cards in order to defend against that yellow attack. I actually thought that was really, really cool, really interesting. All right. So let's take a look at some of the cards as we go along. We got Alex Pontificus III, a couple of them. Then we have Wind Blast. This is a signature for, let's see if we can find the hero. He might be up here. Antoine Silver, the hero. Okay, so your hero is going to be up like this. Your signature ability is going to be like down here. And you're going to have that in reserve for your hero. Your main character must be Antoine Silver. We have Antoine Silver here. And we'll take a look at the hero and the artwork. The watermark is very interesting because it does cover up some of the art. So it does add a little bit of like prestige for when the actual product comes out. You know what I mean? So these are more like test cards or even prototype cards. But once you get like that full art card that's unimpeded by the watermark, it's actually going to look really, really cool. I think it looks really, really cool now. See if we can get a good look. All right, and then we have Hero Glyden, Antoine Silver, main character. Any phase, once per round, when your stamina is damaged, you can stockpile one. So we talked about the stockpile. You're going to be able to add one card, place the top card of your main deck into your stockpile, and during your next turn, when you start your draw phase, you're going to be able to get the stockpile in addition to the 5 cards that you were drawing. At the start of the game, you draw 5 cards and then you play, and then every turn you replenish your hand up to 5, and then I believe the stockpile adds cards to your hand too. So it is an important mechanic. Correct me if I'm wrong there, Ivy. I'm pretty sure that's how I read that. I might be a little bit wrong, but that's okay. So you have the hero, you have the ability. Now, this card will count as any of these. And let's see, your main character must be Antoine Silver. Action phase. When this card deals damage, you can gain 2 color attacks, 1 each this round. Action phase. When this card is defended, you can gain 3 color attacks, 1 each this round. We have Cassandra Novak, ally hero, arrived, monocolor blue. It says mono up here. So if it refers to the color, so you got monocolor blue, mono red, and so on and so forth, mono yellow. Action phase, crystal, tap. When this card prevents damage, rested. When this card prevents damage, you can reveal 1 support card in your hand or support area during the next utility step of this round. Discard 1 of your opponent's support cards. So a little bit of disruption there. Not bad at all. So you get a red version, yellows. We have Officer Relks. I love the futuristic art of this game, mixed with like the comic book style. It's very, very cool. Ivy, let's see, the artist of this one, it's kind of hard to see. Man, that is difficult to see. Let's see if I can see it in the camera. That is tough to see. I would definitely try increasing the font on that, and because I can barely see that. It says artist. I can't read it. So rushing, mono, action phase. If this card is dealt damage this round, at the end of the action phase, you can rest your opponent's main character. Their main character doesn't ready during the next start phase. Chief Danielson. In charge, mono, yellow, action phase. If your main character or mono ally card dealt damage this round, and you've not initiated a generic attack with an ally card this round, you can treat this card's attack as a generic attack. Tony Pirelli. When this card deals damage, you can ready your main character. If you do, it can't ready again this round. Harvey Anderson, Smokin'. Now this one's dual. You see the dual color. You have yellow, red. Foolish. Rest 2 crystals this time. It's rest 2. You may pay 2 crystals to defend with this card. Action phase, when this card is defended or deals damage, you can gain 1 additional yellow or red color attack this round. Very cool. Harvey Anderson, duel again. And it does look like they have the same ability. Here is an ally hero with a tri. So you got the tricolor, blue, yellow, red. Ally, content, protector, limit 3 per main deck. This card counts as 2 cards when defending. So this is kind of like a wild card. Any phase when this card prevents damage, you can stockpile 1. Place the top card of your main deck into your stockpile. Ant Rose. Now here's the battlefield card, and once you play this, it's going to be stagnant on the battlefield. Constant. Once per round, when your attacking card deals damage, you can stockpile 1. Place the top card of your main deck into your stockpile. Again, you're going to draw that at the beginning of your draw phase. Action phase. Once per round, when this card is played, you can stockpile 1. Really, really strong ability. Really, really key. Support normal, watershed moment, action phase, utility step, rest 1 crystal. If your main character is Antoine Silver, draw 2 cards. If you do, you can't draw cards again for the rest of the round. Return to scene, support normal, action phase, your move. Look at the top 3 cards of your main deck, then place up to 1 card among them from into your stockpile, I should say. Place the rest of the bottom of your main deck in any order. Home at last, action phase, your move. Your opponent must double defend against your main character's next attack this round. I think double defend means if it's like for like, you're going to still defend with 2 cards. Now, I'm not sure if that translates to 4 cards in order to defend against a not like color. So like yellow and blue were fighting. If yellow was attacking, blue would need to defend with 2 cards. I'm not sure if you need to defend with 4 cards at that point, because you have to defend twice, or if you just need to defend twice and then 1 additional card. I'll have to look into the rules or ask Ivy over in the Discord. And I'll leave a link to the Silver Wing Legacy Discord in the description of this video as well, so you can check it out. They are new. They're starting to expand, and again, they're starting to put together some sample retail. So it's very, very, very... it's coming along very nicely, I should say. Support normal, see you later. Your move, your opponent must double defend. Support normal, another eyewitness. This card can't be placed into the support area, so that's very interesting. Action step, utility step. Select 1 face down card in your opponent's support area. Discard the selected card. If you do, you can stockpile 1. Place the top card of your main deck into your stockpile. So it does seem like drawing cards are going to be key in this game in order to make sure that you have enough cards to defend with if you do not have like cards. Now, I could also see like someone building a red and blue deck versus having all 3 colors, so they can get more consistency with more powerful abilities as the game evolves. It would put you at a like negative disadvantage for defending against, say, like if you were red and blue, you would be at a disadvantage against a yellow deck. But I feel like if there's going to be like powerful cards, I feel like those powerful cards should be more in the mono color category for that reason. And then the wild cards like this may need to have nerfed effects or just like weaker effects, because it's already really awesome that you can count this as 2 cards when defending, and I feel like that's a strong ability in itself. Support response, Power Awakened, action phase, rest a crystal. If your main character is Antoine Silver, when your opponent initiates an attack or defends with a mono or dual ally card, you can discard that card. Very cool. Avoiding embarrassment. Looks like Antoine had a rough night. Action phase, rest a crystal. When your opponent responds to your attacking main character or mono ally card, you can discard that responding card. Which means just put it into the discard pile or the graveyard. For you Magic the Gathering fans. We have ally assaults, support response, any phase. Rest a crystal. When your opponent plays or triggers the effect of normal or battlefield support card, you can nullify that card's effect. Then discard it if applicable. If you do, you can stockpile 1. So that's going to be a way to get rid of that strong battlefield card. I'm glad that they had something like that, because I feel like the battlefield card can get kind of ridiculous if it's left unchecked. Support response, begrudging rescue, action phase. Crystal, rest it. When your opponent initiates an attack with their main character or mono ally card, you can nullify that attack. Very interesting. Begrudging rescue. And then we have an Alex Pontificus III, which somehow ended up there. Let's put him back where he belongs, down there. All right, so that is that. So let's take a look. Let's take a look now. Let's get all these cards together in the right pile. Let's take a look at the obsolete deck for fun. And I want to show you something, that these cards are not the same. There has been play testing for this game. They play on Tabletop Simulator, I believe. They also play behind the scenes, and they're play testing and changing and adapting. Let's just see what cards we can find. So we have another Eyewitness here. Let's see if we can find another Eyewitness. I'll fix the order of these later. Let's pull that out. Let's pull out the signature so we can compare. Let's pull out these so we can compare. There was no foil in this. There's only the foil in the retail starter deck so far. So let's pull out another Eyewitness. There we go. Just so we can, let's pull out an ally too. Let's take a look at one ally. Let's do Harvey Anderson. All right. We have another Eyewitness. Can't mix them up. All right. I know which one it is just based off the mechanics. The cards are almost exactly the same. The retail version, they kind of toned down this like little white box over here. So you can see Malcolm Ivy's art signature. This was... Yeah, Malcolm Ivy is the signature on that. I can't read what it says down here. I think that may be... What does that say? I still can't read it. It's like tiny. Still can't read it. I don't even think the camera can read it. Let's see. That's as good as I'm gonna get. But here you can see it's gonna have a little bit of difference. Here it says setup phase, 1 action point. This has been replaced with crystal. The action point has been replaced with a crystal. At the end of your opponent's move, discard 1 face down card in your opponent's hidden area. The hidden area before is now the support area. So if you look at this card, action phase, utility step, select 1 face down card in your opponent's support area. Discard the selected card. If you do, you can stockpile 1. So it looks like they gave it a little bit of a buff, maybe? Discard. Alright, so this is at the end of the opponent's move, and then this one is actually in their utility step. So that's very interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see where that how the gameplay goes and evolves as this game grows. Let's look at the main character now. And we'll take a look at the stamina cards. Here is the signature. Here's a hero. Okay. So it does look like they stopped doing different color heroes and they went to a one card kind of hero situation. So in the older version, you had 3 different color heroes, and this one you just have the hero. I think this hero is all colors, or maybe this is generic as a color. I'll have to look through the rules later to figure that out, or Malcolm can let me know in the comments below how that change occurred, because I'm very interested to see why this was changed to this. Their abilities changed. 0 AP. During your attack step, if this card is attacking, you can reveal a mono red ally card in your hand. Mono green, mono blue for the obsolete version of the game. Put it on the left. Now it says once per round when your stamina is damaged, you can stockpile 1. During your attack step, if this card is attacking, you can reveal a mono red ally card from your hand. Place the top card of your main deck into your standby area. Okay. So they're definitely tweaking the game. Definitely playtesting. I'm really happy about that. Alright. Let's put that over there. Let's take a look at the stamina cards next. So I think before there was 4, or I'm sorry, I think there was a 5 stamina rule before, but I think it's been changed to 3 cards to kind of reduce the bulk. But also, when they reduced that, they've also changed the mechanic to where you flip the card over, so now you have 6 life points instead of 5, I believe. So I believe that was another change I noticed. And I think action points didn't even get a card. So I think crystals were just a physical representation of the action point. Yeah, I don't see anything like that in this obsolete version of the deck. Let's take a look at the signature now. So I think 0 AP was basically just to denote that you have to declare that during the action phase you're using that ability. But again, it's obsolete. So the Wind Blast, blue, green, red. Interesting that they went to blue, yellow, red too. That's also, I just noticed that. It looks like the older cards does have more saturation, but maybe just because this is a prototype, they weren't really looking to get that good of a print quality during the prototype phase, because this one looks a little bit more faded, but it still looks really, really awesome. I'm glad that they changed the watermark up so that you can actually now see this artwork in his face. All right, so this action points go over there, and this one goes over here. Awesome. Did we do another eyewitness? Yes, we did. We did that. Okay, this one goes here. I'm getting them mixed up. All right, let's look for Harvey Anderson. Let's look for an ally card. Harvey Anderson. Aunt Rose. Harvey Anderson. Is Harvey Anderson new? No. Okay, here we go. So it looks like there was a few in the obsolete deck, but now they've made him a dual ally card. So this is the obsolete. This is what is currently built. So we have 0 action points. When this card deals damage, you can place the top card of your main deck into your standby area. Then we have Foolish. Rest 2 crystals. You may pay 2 crystals to defend with this card. Action phase. When this card is defended or deals damage, you can gain 1 additional yellow or red color attack this round. And that is the difference for those. Let's take a look at the artwork. Very cool. All right, so this is new deck. This is old deck. And I think those are the differences. Now, remember how I said I was going to show you how to resolve a draw? There's actually 2 mechanics to this scenario. All right. Winning a game, final strike. A winner is not declared until the utility step. If all of player 2's stamina is discarded before their move during the player move step, the move they make before they are declared the loser is called the final strike. During this final move, they must discard the rest of the opposing player's stamina before they end their move. If they don't or can't, they lose the game. If they do, the game continues into the last stand. Last stand. Last stand occurs when player 2 has a successful final strike. The last stand has 2 steps. 1. Continue the action phase with used color attacks reset. Any card that deals damage is placed face up in the stamina area as a victory point. If a card with forceful deals damage, place it in and 1 ally card from either your discard or restricted area into your stamina area face up. At the end of each player move step, the player with the most victory points wins. If the score is still tied, discard all victory points or return any cards that were restricted back to the restricted area and continue exchanging moves until either a player wins or neither player can perform any more actions. If a winner was not determined in step 1, both players draw cards until they have 3 in hand and add all cards in their stockpiles to their hands. Conduct another action phase in the same manner as in step 1. Repeat step 2 until a winner is determined. If both players run out of playable cards in their main decks, they shuffle their discard and restricted areas together, offering a cut to their opponent, and create a new main deck and continue until a winner is determined. And I love that for one reason, because nothing is more important than, nothing is more annoying than getting a draw at a tournament and then you getting penalized because you played well. In this game, you are forced to keep playing until there is a winner. So there is going to be room for high-level gameplay, even though the mechanics of this game are very simple on the surface. This is why I said like an 8-year-old could pick up this game and start playing it and learn it, I believe. I'm going to teach my daughter this game once I get another version of these. I don't know if it's going to change up more because this was a prototype, and I know they're still play testing and they're still tweaking things. So as soon as I get 2 decks of this, I'm going to play this with my daughter and see if she can pick it up. But I feel like it'd be pretty easy. Yeah, this is a phenomenal mechanical game that's really unique. I'm happy that they have a support area that allows you to be more tactical and sneaky, have more mystery and all that stuff. I absolutely love that about this game. And also, having the different colors matter, and just doing the math each turn to make sure that you have enough resources to defend with and set yourself up for future attacks and future defends It's going to be really, really interesting, and I actually love the mechanics of this game. I definitely want to play this game. So I look forward to that. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. Remember to have fun. You all have a wonderful week. And peace.